Reggae is often remembered through its towering icons. Bob Marley's universal message, Peter Tosh's fiery militancy, Jimmy Cliff's crossover anthems. But reggae is bigger than its legends. Beneath the surface lies a treasure chest of groups who helped shape the sound of roots and rocksteady, yet whose names are rarely spoken outside collector circles and hardcore reggae communities. These groups sang of struggle, spirituality, and survival. They performed in small Kingston studios with broken microphones, or in makeshift community halls across Jamaica, often paid only enough for bus fare. But their music carried a fire that still burns today. This is their story. The overlooked, the undercelebrated, the obscure reggae groups you must listen to today.
But come let we show them now how not to live.
The Chantels were a harmony trio who emerged in the late 1970s, at a time when roots reggae was at its most militant and mystical. Backed by producer Roy Francis on his Phase 1 label, they recorded tracks like Children of Jah and True Born African.
Right now, come let we show them now how not to live.
Behind the scenes, these weren't just songs. Children of Jah was recorded at Channel 1 studio, late at night, with the hum of the city bleeding through the soundproofing. King Tubby himself later dubbed versions of their tracks, giving them that raw, heavy bass line that collectors now call deep roots. Though their career was short-lived, the reissue label Blood and Fire resurrected their music decades later, and today, original vinyl copies are traded like rare artifacts.
Is the same thing.
Voices of Unity. Originally called the Interns, later the Viceroys, this harmony group started during the rocksteady era. Their track, Fat Fish, for producer Coxzone at Studio One showed their playful side, but their legacy is really love and unity. When they sang those words, Jamaica was sliding into political chaos, divided by PNP and JLP violence. Their music became a quiet plea for peace, recorded in a cramped Kingston studio where engineers often reused the same tapes to save money. That raw urgency is still audible today.
There is some way today.
The architects of one rhythm culture. Formed in 1966, the Uniques were a powerhouse: Slim Smith, Lloyd Chalmers, and Cornell Campbell. Their classic, My Conversation, didn't just chart. It became one of the first rhythms to be endlessly recycled in reggae and dub.
There is some way today.
The story goes that when they cut My Conversation at Treasure Isle, the tape machine was faulty. They only had one clean take, so they worked around the glitch, and it ended up creating a sound so hypnotic that it became a blueprint. In many ways, the Uniques accidentally invented the culture of reusing and reinventing rhythms in reggae. From street harmony to studio legacy, the Morwells were a street corner harmony group turned recording act. Founded in 1973 by Maurice Wellington, they released Presenting the Morwells and its dub counterpart, Dub Me. Their sound was gritty, urban reggae, the kind you'd hear blasting from a sound system in downtown Kingston. But perhaps their biggest impact was indirect. Members later helped form the Roots Radics, the studio band behind Gregory Isaacs, Israel Vibration, and countless 80s classics. Without the Morwells, much of reggae's 80s golden age would sound completely different. From Bull Bay, just outside Kingston, Mystic Revealers represented the next generation of roots. Songs like Young Revolutionaries weren't just records, they were rallying cries. Recording in the late 70s, they often struggled with poor equipment. Guitar strings were sometimes so worn down they'd unravel mid-session. Yet their commitment to Rastafari and social justice pushed them forward. They proved reggae wasn't just the music of the 70s, it was a living, evolving culture.
You know, bro, there's just something magical about listening to a reggae album on vinyl. The warmth of the sound, the ritual of dropping the needle on the record. It's a whole different vibe that digital just can't match. And if you've ever wanted to get into that classic vinyl sound, but didn't know where to start, I've got you covered. I've been checking out this Victrola Bluetooth portable suitcase turntable. It's the perfect way to get started with vinyl. You just pop it open, put on a classic album like Bob Marley's Exodus or Toots and the Maytals' Funky Kingston, and let the groove take over. The best part is, it's a suitcase design, so you can literally take your reggae vibes anywhere to the backyard, a friend's place, or just move it from room to room. And it even has Bluetooth, so you can stream music from your phone when you're not spinning records. It's the best of both worlds. This is a great starting point for any fan who wants to feel the foundation of the groove in a whole new way. If you're interested in grabbing one for yourself, I've put a link to it in the description below. Clicking that link and buying one is an awesome way to support the channel and help us keep bringing you more deep dives into the music we all love. So go check it out, and let's get back to the countdown.
Britain's reggae pioneers. Formed in 1967 by Jamaicans who had migrated to London, the Cimarons were the first homegrown reggae band in the UK. They backed stars like Jimmy Cliff and Toots and the Itals on British tours and recorded for Trojan Records. But their real breakthrough was Ship Ahoy, a haunting reimagining of slavery's Middle Passage, recorded in 1976. It shocked the UK reggae scene, while punk kids like The Clash were listening closely. Though under-recognized, the Cimarons were a bridge between Jamaican reggae and British multicultural identity. The sound of Nyabinghi. If reggae is a heartbeat, Ras Michael was its prayer. With his group Sons of Negus, he introduced Nyabinghi drumming, deep, ritualistic rhythms used in Rastafarian ceremonies, into recorded reggae. Songs like None a Jah Jah Children No Cry weren't just entertainment, they were liturgy. Recorded with simple hand drums and chants, the sessions often felt like church, with incense burning and scriptures being read before the tape rolled. Their influence stretched far beyond Jamaica, inspiring artists from Burning Spear to international world music circles. The Abyssinians gave reggae one of its true anthems, Sada Masagana. Written in Amharic, the language of Ethiopia, it became so popular that even rival sound systems would spin it nonstop in the 70s. Recorded at Coxsone Studio One, the producers initially didn't even want to release it. They thought singing in a foreign tongue would fail commercially. But the people proved them wrong, and the song became a cornerstone of Rastafari's cultural and spiritual presence in reggae. Roy Cousins' group, The Royals, recorded deep spiritual roots like Pick Up the Pieces, a track as raw as it is powerful. Behind the scenes, Cousins was a postal clerk by day and musician by night. He often used his wages to pay for studio time, sometimes sneaking into sessions after hours when engineers had left. That dedication preserved a body of work that's been rediscovered and reissued by reggae historians decades later, showing just how important their contribution was. A lifetime of roots. Starting in 1962 in Falmouth, Jamaica, the Twinkle brothers built a career most groups can only dream of: decades of touring, recording, and releasing conscious reggae. Songs like Never Get Burned became underground classics. Their persistence is legendary. When major labels ignored them, they pressed their own records, sold them at concerts, and toured relentlessly. Today, they're still performing, a living link to reggae's golden age. Harmony with a message. Emerging in 1976, the Itals perfected the smooth harmony tradition. Their single, In a Disya Time, became a massive roots anthem, despite being recorded on a shoestring budget. The Itals often rehearsed in rural St. Catherine, Jamaica, under mango trees, with neighbors serving as their first audience. Their music spoke of patience, endurance, and faith, qualities that carried them through decades of change in reggae. Before roots reggae, the Ethiopians gave us rocksteady classics like Train to Scavel and Engine 54. These songs captured the energy of everyday Jamaican life, bus rides, train rides, and the humor of working-class Kingston. What many don't know is that leader Leonard Dillon often worked construction by day and sang by night, carrying cement dust on his clothes into the recording booth. That grit, that reality, that's what made the Ethiopians so authentic. Known for Right Time and later influencing Past the Dutchie by musical youth, the Mighty Diamonds combined smooth harmonies with sharp political edge. Recording at Channel 1 with the Revolutionaries as backing band, their sessions were electric. Engineers recall that their takes were often done in one shot, with lead singer Donald "Tabby" Shaw delivering vocals so flawlessly that overdubs were rarely needed. Their name may not be as big globally as Marley, but within reggae, they are royalty. Lee Scratch Perry's Black Ark studio was a place of mystery, painted black, with smoke, incense, and strange spiritual symbols on the walls. It was here that the Congos recorded Heart of the Congos in 1977. Tracks like Fisherman and Congo Man are layered with Perry's wild production, children's toys, cowbells, and tape echoes, all underpinned by Cedric Myton's falsetto. At the time, Island Records didn't know what to do with it, so it languished. Today, it's considered one of reggae's greatest albums.
You know, bro, there's just something magical about listening to a reggae album on vinyl. The warmth of the sound, the ritual of dropping the needle on the record. It's a whole different vibe that digital just can't match. And if you've ever wanted to get into that classic vinyl sound, but didn't know where to start, I've got you covered. I've been checking out this Victrola Bluetooth portable suitcase turntable. It's the perfect way to get started with vinyl. You just pop it open, put on a classic album like Bob Marley's Exodus or Toots and the Maytals' Funky Kingston, and let the groove take over. The best part is, it's a suitcase design, so you can literally take your reggae vibes anywhere to the backyard, a friend's place, or just move it from room to room. And it even has Bluetooth, so you can stream music from your phone when you're not spinning records. It's the best of both worlds. This is a great starting point for any fan who wants to feel the foundation of the groove in a whole new way. If you're interested in grabbing one for yourself, I've put a link to it in the description below. Clicking that link and buying one is an awesome way to support the channel and help us keep bringing you more deep dives into the music we all love. So go check it out, and let's get back to the countdown.
At the top of this list, we return to spirituality. Ras Michael and groups like Sons of Negus and other Nyabinghi collectives remind us that reggae wasn't just pop. It was a religious and cultural revolution. These groups played for little money, often ignored by mainstream record companies, yet their chants and rhythms formed the heartbeat of Rastafarian music. Without them, reggae would lose its soul. If you enjoyed this episode, then go watch this video.